everybody has had an opinion on this new Nun, and a lot of people be like, oh my god, it's the new Max C, like, this card is fucking fantastic. Like, people think of this thing as the next to godsend card. And, well, we need to have a discussion about this, because a card that does not let me draw cards can only effectively do so much for the game. So let's talk about the new Ghost Nun, shall we? Alright, so before you all fucking have an aneurysm over this card, I'm going to list out some of the reasons why I think it's good, some of the reasons why I don't think it is that good. So first up, she does what she needs to do best. You discard her from the hand every time your opponent would special summon. You get some life points off of the attack of the monster. That's fucking fantastic. I have my handy dandy phone here. Let's talk about having this card during the firewall format, shall we? Oh, by the way, this card does not stop you from getting Gumballard for 6. Ha, fuck. How could I forget about Gumballard? Doesn't matter how many times or how many life points you gain, because going through a Gumballard loop, you should probably gain 20,000 life points or so, and that means you've got like 2 turns. But okay, so I'm getting Gumballard for... Actually, that's a very good question. So, if your opponent does the new ghost card on you, discards it, and you've got full Gumballard combo in your hand, so you look at your opponent, you're like, okay, cool. So I'm going to give you 30,000 life points, per se. Climbing up a comp, maybe 24,000. I'm kind of thinking it's anywhere from like 20 to 30,000. So I'll give you 30,000 life points, but I rip away your entire hand from you. I'm left with a Gumballard and a bunch of other stuff. Okay? It's going to take me 3 turns to end you. So over the course of those 3 turns, you draw 1 card. The only real cards that you're going to be able to draw are probably evenly matched and things like that. But that doesn't stop me from still having resources available to continuously relink, or to bring back Link Kuriboh, continuously detonate, climb another link ladder next to the guy, discard some more cards from my hand, and continue to punish you if the card that you draw is unplayable. Right? So this card sucks when I think about it that way, because it's like, oh man, we need a card that can stop Gumballard. Oh wait, I gained 30,000 life points. Just takes my opponent 2 extra turns to kill me while I'm sitting here on no resources and my opponent has a full hand. Literally the only card that you can top deck in combination with the Ghost Witch to balance it out is evenly matched. And even in that case, it's not even that great. Huh. Maybe they should have, included... 95% of the people, everyone so far has been like, oh hey, if my opponent uses this card against me, I'm gonna stop. Like, I don't want to give him a bunch of life points. So I'm just sitting here like, okay, so the first example of not stopping is Gumballard, because you're just gonna rip everything away from them anyway. You don't really give a fuck. Number 2, Rongo Reminiad. A lot of people are like, oh, well, Rongo players gonna stop. No, they're not. Rongo players, if you give them an extra turn, they're going to slap another bamboozling on the field, and they're going to put more materials under that thing. So you're probably looking at a Rongo with 8 materials, and it doesn't matter if you got like 20,000 life points or not. Like, as soon as your opponent starts drawing more cards and starts comboing further through that, you're not going to do shit. And if they're playing 3 bamboozling, oh, it's even better, because we can go from 8 materials to 11. Oh, that's great. Point is, like, you're going to need additional cards and things like that to actually even make this card good. So Rongo's not going to stop, okay? Your standard extra link deck that combos a little bit probably will stop, but the 2 big degenerate ones aren't going to do shit to this card. They're probably going to laugh at you and see this. Now, I do believe there's been some discussion on people wanting to main deck this card already and being like, oh, hey, like, it might not be a bad main deck worthy. The reason I don't think that she's going to be main decked at all is the fact that she's an inherent -1. People currently are looking at cards, and outside of like Droll and Lockbird being a -1 and maybe something like Impermanence or something like that, like, you have to look at these cards as just ways to go about things. Gaining 20,000 life points while your opponent is building a board that you can't normally out anyway, it's just kind of salt on the wound, I guess. Had we had this during Goki Firewall format, I mean, sure, the card... Okay, so back up here on this. So had we had this during Cannon Soldier FTK format, okay, cool. It stops that FTK. And in that sense, the card is great. But they will just switch to game plan 2, which is Gumblar, rip away all of your resources. And, they'll still have roughly 10,000 on the field poking every turn. And, okay, top decking mode, you can't do shit about that. But yes, I will give the card the one thing. Had we had it during Danger FTK format, when Danger is killing your opponent, yes. Oh, absolutely, the card would have been great. The card is good at stopping FTKs that target you inherently, but it doesn't stop these degenerate locks. It's kind of funny. We've gone from a point in the game now that we were like, oh shit, every fucking thing's an FTK, I died before I can even take a turn. And then we've shifted to, well, I can't play the game. Because we have Gumblar, we have Rongo Remediat or Rongo Bongo. And we're just kind of this is even worse. So, we have to wait for them to clean up these other solutions for the sister to be good. Now, going forward here, this is actually something interesting to take note of, too. We now effectively don't have to deal with a burn-esque strategy for a while now, because now that we have a sister that does allow for the forced gaining of life points, going forward from this game's history, we now have probably one of the best cards for burn/through special summons. Now, I think that that's pretty cool. I don't want to dog on it too much, because it's hey, yes, we've got a hand trap now that we can access for when the game goes down another degenerate path like that. But the game only goes down that degenerate path every so often, and usually when we're going down that degenerate path, we've already got Droll and Lockbird next to us to kind of stop it, because it almost seems like the two of them kind of do the same thing. Danger FTK was stopped by Droll and Lockbird, so inherently I do think, for the most part, that will probably see a little bit of a halt, at least in that department. But yes, we now have a card that can stop degenerate spam FTKs. It's good, I'll take it, but 95% of people are probably still going to step through majority of the same plays that they would make. 20,000, 30,000 life points doesn't really scare most people. Most people don't give a fuck. Now, this card against Sky Striker is interesting, because you get a free 6,000 life points as a step through Hayate, Kaina, Kagari, and Shizuku. And I guess if my Ray comes out one way too. So against Sky Striker, actually you're probably gaining 7,500 life. It's probably about to the extent in which you're going to be going there. Thunder Dragons, 32, probably 26 off of the Colossuses. So that's probably about the amount you'll get there. Against Altergeist, I guess you get Zilla Guidos and Multi-Faker. What is that, 2,000 something? Okay, so that's that. Against the meta itself, this card doesn't seem that good inherently, because it's man, I can gain enough to survive a turn, but it's they could have just made the card say, oh hey, you don't die this turn. I guess that would have been a little bit more broken. But against the current meta, as the way that the game goes at this current point in time, if we maintain this current momentum going forward, I just don't think the card's going to be inherently that great. It's a great resource, don't get me wrong. I think having this card exist in the game as a card that we can access as a side deck option is fucking fantastic. That's great, but that main deck ability, no, it's just not that great. You inconvenience your opponent, but I'm going to be happy because I've seen you discard a card from your hand, and that's one less resource if I can't do what I want to do turn 1, watching you go into turn 2 with drawing from 4 to 5 cards. You still have to try to make a board through what I've already set up. So, in terms of that, the card, wish the card really said draw a card and replace itself. You discard it, but I guess that'd be too much. So I think the sister falls to the wayside. So guys, what do you think about the new hand trap card? Do you guys think the card is living up to the hype? You guys think I'm being a little bit too clinical or cynical about it? I'm not going to eat my own shit if I say that this card ends up being bad and ends up being good. I like being proven wrong. You know, it helps me grow as a player. But, like, you're not going to see me be like, oh, I'll eat one on camera. No, that's not how this is going to work. I just inherently think, as of the way the game stands right now, card just doesn't seem main deck worthy. So, alright guys, please, comment down below, tell me what you guys think. And, well guys, I'm out. Peace. The ride never, well, truly ends. Thank you, patrons. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be wearing in these videos. I might be a Truffle Shuffle incident all over again. Guys, please also check out VanCole40 for some awesome Vanguard content. Some other interesting stuff you might find up here on the left or in the description as well. Thanks for watching.